Last night was looking great once again for New York Mets pitchers. Yes, we've had some bummer starting performances, but Kodai Senga looked sharp. Little few kinks to work out there, but he had 2 strikeouts and debuted a brand new 2-seamer splitter that worked out pretty well. He still slowed the pitch down while still getting a feel for it, but will be ramping that speed up as time goes. And David Peterson came in as well and had 5 strikeouts in his performance. Along with the success that we have seen early with Holmes, I don't think the Mets need to be panicking on the pitching front right now. There's a couple reasons. One, you have guys. It's almost like we've forgotten about Kodai Senga because he was injured. He's going to be back. We have no reason to believe that he's not going to be the same version that he has been. David Peterson has that extra year of experience now under his belt. Tyler McGill is growing, and here's the thing. The Mets don't need to win every single game 1-0 with the lineup that they have. Now, all things being fair, they did have a rough night hitting last night. The top of the order wasn't too good. But overall, throughout the season, you're not going to have to be winning games constantly 1-0 where you have to have amazing pitching performances. What you're really going to need is pitchers who can put out 5-6 innings, especially at the beginning of the season, while everyone's getting loosened up, giving up 3 runs or less, and that's going to put you in a position to win a whole lot of games. And so what we need to do is we need to stop this panic over not having the frontline starter, not having the guy that we want to have. There will be opportunities for Mets to pick up pitching prospects, but remember, we have reinforcements coming whenever they see ready. Brandon Sproat, Blade Tidwell, and don't forget, Christian Scott at some point in time will be a part of this team potentially as well. So all of a sudden, when you look at it, yes, Paul Blackburn is probably not going to be the ideal solution. Sean Manaea is hurt. Frankie Montas is hurt. But some of those guys are coming back and other guys are coming up. And all of a sudden you realize, look, we're going to have a logjam in the pitching department at a certain point in time here as well. It's just going to be maybe a little bit dicey getting through the beginning of the season as everyone is stretching their arms out. If any pitcher has a really poor performance and you have to kind of dig into the bullpen early, we don't want to see that. But we don't need to be panicking and certainly don't need to be trading away top level prospects for the future that are going to maybe have the chance to benefit the team in the long run or be a trade chip for something that will be much better and fill in a much more important hole down the road or midway through the season. So I just look at all of these things as encouraging things. The whole idea that David Stearns has is don't go super deep on paying pitchers a high level, and that way if they get hurt, you're just totally in trouble. Like I mentioned in the video the other day, if Paul Blackburn doesn't work out for the Mets, that's not really a big deal. It's not a big loss because it wasn't a huge acquisition. We're not paying a lot. We didn't give up a lot. And I would expect Stearns to continue to keep his eye on the market, looking for opportunities. There are going to be pitchers also coming available over the next couple weeks as rosters trim down, as certain guys get DFA'd or get sent to the minors. They might become easy trade targets as well for guys who don't make the starting pitching staffs of their various teams. And so there are going to be opportunities here, just as the Mets will be sending some players away, other teams will be as well. And it could just be, hey, this looks like someone who's going to work really well with our pitching lab. We're going to take the time to revitalize and make everything work. So, like I said, I am super excited for real baseball to get here. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. So please hit that like and that subscribe to help us grow and reach out to more people. A family-friendly place to talk sports is what we're all about here. So what do you think about the prospects of this Mets pitching staff? I think I'm okay with it. If we can get quality starts on a regular basis out of Senga and Peterson and Holmes, that starts, and then you know that you're going to maybe have some up and down outings from whoever else fills out the rest of the roster. By the way, should be noted for those of you who are holding out hope, Jose Quintana did sign a 1-year deal with the Brewers. But of course, that always means with the Stearns connection, there's always a chance you could trade for him down the road too if it's not working out for him in Milwaukee. But I just think the Mets know it's going to be a little tight on pitching for the first 4 to 6 to 8 weeks of the season, depending on how quickly Manaea and Montas heal up. But they didn't bring these guys in just to audition for a spot. I mean, they're set to be a part of this rotation. But in the meantime, Will we see an opportunity of a Blade Tidwell or a Brandon Sproat making a spot start? I don't know. We'll have to see how everything plays out. But I do know this, there is zero need to panic with the offense that we have. And as all these pieces are coming together, you start to realize like, okay, yeah, I could find better players in the major leagues versus some of the position players that we have. But for depth of roster from 1 through 9, this is definitely one of the top 5 starting lineups that you're going to see, because you're starting to see there's just not going to be easy outs to find anywhere in this lineup. And what that means is it takes the pressure off the pitchers to have to be Jacob deGrom, peak perfect, pitching 8 innings, giving up no runs. And if you give up 1 run, the game is automatically a loss. No, you have this whole idea that no matter how far out there, the power that's going to be throughout this lineup, and also the get on base ability of a variety of players in the lineup works together perfectly, because you've got guys who can get on base, you've got guys who can hit for power, and all that's going to work together to give lots of opportunities for run scoring and take the pressure of just having to be perfect off of these pitchers. So let me know what you're thinking, but I have zero panic for this pitching staff at this point in time. Let's go Mets.